Welcome back inside the Aiken University Center. It's the first intermission of preseason AUS women's hockey here on AUS TV. My name is Drew McConnell, and for this first intermission, I'm being joined by a very, very special guest, Mr. Pierre Arsenault, the CEO of USports. Good afternoon, or good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, my friend. And today was a big day. You made a big announcement earlier today. 2027 Women's Nationals coming
Correct.
Here to the Aiken University Center. UNB Reds will be hosting the Women's Nationals for the very first time. Why? Why Fredericton for the Women's Nationals in 2027? What made you come to that decision?
Yeah, we're first of all, we're really thrilled to see the USports Women's Hockey Championship come to Fredericton for the first time, to UNB for the first time. It was played at St. Thomas in 2014. And when we open up the championships through our bid process, the schools ultimately in the communities have to build that case and interest and show their expression of interest. And so we were thrilled to see that UNB had the interest to want to put a bid forward. And in the end, the selection committee went through their work. And ultimately, when you look at just the way that university hockey has been embraced in the Fredericton region, certainly the success on the men's side and then the recent success on the women's side. So you've got a really high quality product that's succeeding and earning its way to national championships on a merit basis. And then you know that the community is going to really rally around the championship. So we were really thrilled to announce the Women's Hockey Championship in 27 and then USports Men's Hockey coming in 2028 as well.
Well, that piggybacks off of what I was going to, my next question is, so did you feel it was important to bring the women's championship here before the men's? Do you think that sends a bit of a message that the UNB women's program is really taken over and is becoming a force?
Yeah, well, it was really important, and it came through in the bid process that when UNB came forward with both championships, there was a real priority placed on the women's championship, and this will be, I think, the third time that the men's has been here, and seventh time that the men's has been here, but that was a real priority of all the scenarios that could have happened. That they wanted to succeed at earning the right to host the Women's Hockey Championship, and the way that it's played out and having it come to be the first of the two of them really is exciting and something that we're really proud about as well.
So it's not just the championships happening here in Fredericton. I mean, it's an entire maritime thing that USports for the next few years is just taken over. It's going everywhere. Halifax, St. Mary's has the men's in 2026. What is it about the Maritimes, do you think, that makes it so well suited and well positioned to present university sport to the rest of the world?
Yeah, we were able to announce in Halifax today as part of the UNB announcements as well that we'll do 4 USports championships in Halifax over the next 3 years. And on the hockey side, it'll be St. Mary's will host men's hockey in 2026, and then St. FX will host women's hockey in 2028 out of the Scotiabank Center. It's just, it's yourself, the ability for university sport in these maritime communities to have a high profile, to really get a following in the communities and to really connect at a community level. What it ultimately allows for when you bring national championships is it allows for really, really unique experiences for the student athletes. And as we build out USports National Championships, we want it to be the pinnacle of the sporting experiences that the student athletes are having when they arrive to that event. And we know that these events and really well-proven markets in the Maritimes will deliver on that.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to go to the men's nationals when Acadia hosted a few years ago, and I just find anytime it goes into a small community like it was in Wolfville and it's going to come here to Fredericton, it just seems like it takes over the community. It really does, and I don't think you get that in a bigger city if you were to host it in a place, say, like Winnipeg or Toronto or somewhere like that. I don't think you get that same effect. Am I off base? Am I on base?
No, you're right, and we see that in markets throughout the country. I mean, you've got some great Western markets there where you've got the same effect, and it really, but there's no question that Fredericton, the community, I mean, that's why ultimately that it was a very good and comfortable decision to bring these national championships. Is Fredericton has always responded associated with really passionate support for their local team, but passionate support for the championship itself, and celebrating just how good the hockey is. And when you look at when you look at the really astronomical leaps that women's hockey has taken in the AUS level and at the U Sports level, and just the quality of what's coming on the ice every night now when women's hockey teams play at the U Sports level, we know that it'll be a lot of fun to have it here in Fredericton.
So one more question. I don't want to keep you too long, but I just want to ask you, or get you to give us the one final sales pitch for 2027 here in Fredericton. Why should people who live here buy tickets, or why should people who don't come here and see this?
Yeah, I think that, well, I'll go back to what I just said. Like, as much as any of the sports that we have in the U Sports system, the quality of the product, the quality of women's hockey right now, the leaps that it takes in every 4 or 5 year cycle is really dramatic, and the speed, the skill, the commitment level, the size, the physicality, for any hockey fan, and especially if you haven't watched the women's game at the university level, when you come out, you'll leave there realizing that you're really pleased that you went and took part.
I can tell you, I will back this up personally. You get two really good women's hockey teams facing off against each other, you're not going to see any better competition. Pierre, thank you so much for joining us. This was Pierre Arsenault, CEO of U Sports. U Sports Women's National Tournament coming here to Fredericton 2027, the men in 2028. Thank you very much for joining us. It's the first intermission here on AUS TV. You're watching AUS preseason women's hockey. Be back in about 10 minutes for the drop of the puck.